and welcome to this live proceeding of the Senate. It is the fourth session of the 12th Parliament on this 26th day of May 2020. This broadcast is brought to you by the Parliamentary Broadcasting Unit in conjunction with the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. This sitting is the first among two sittings which the Senate will hold today. This morning, there will be a message by the Speaker of the Senate, and the message is from the National Assembly on the passage of the Equalization Fund Bill, National Assembly Bills number 43 of 2019. There are three papers which will be laid on the table of the Senate this morning. One, the Railway City Development Authority Order, Legal Notice number 88 of 2020. This paper will be laid on the table of the Senate by the Senate Majority Leader. The second paper is the 7th Progress Report of the Ad Hoc Committee on COVID-19 situation in Kenya. And the third paper is the report of the Ad Hoc Committee on COVID-19 situation in Kenya on the Pandemic Response and Management Bill, Senate Bills number 6 of 2020. There will be statements. One, by the Senator for Vihiga County, Senator George Khaniri, will make a statement concerning the food security and government support to farmers. The Senator for Bungoma County, Senator Moses Wetangula, will seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads and Transportation regarding the traffic congestion along the Bungoma-Kanduyi-Malava Road. The Senator for Lamu County, Senator Anwar Loitiptip, will seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations on the status of floods and disaster preparedness in the country. And finally, pursuant to Standing Order 48, Section 1, the Senator for Kitui County, Senator Enoch Wambua, will seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Education concerning welfare and emoluments of 103 teachers deployed to serve as deputy principals in various schools in Kitui County since 2016 to date. Also in the order of business this morning is the debate on the Pandemic Response and Management Bill, Senate Bills number 6 of 2020. This debate is for the second reading. The bill is courtesy of the Ad Hoc Committee on COVID-19 situation in Kenya, which is chaired by the Senator for Nairobi County, Senator Johnson Sakaja. Another bill which has been scheduled for debate for second reading is the Sacco Societies Amendment Bill. This is a bill from the National Assembly, and the bill is Bill number 1 of 2018. The Statute Law Miscellaneous Amendment number 2 is also from the National Assembly. It is the National Assembly Bill number 13 of 2018. The debate on these bills had already begun, and they are scheduled to continue this morning. Other bills which have been lined up for debate for second reading include the National Drought Management Authority Amendment Bill. This is also a National Assembly bill. The Reproductive Healthcare Bill, Senate Bills number 23 of 2019 by the Senator for Nakuru County, Senator Susan Kihika. The Wildlife Conservation and Management Amendment Bill, courtesy of the Senator for Taita Taveta County, Senator Jones Mwaruma. The Law of Succession Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 1 of 2020 by Senator Abshiro Halake. And finally, the County Resource Development Bill, Senate Bills number 2 of 2020 by Senator Rose Nyamunga. Those bills have been lined up for debate for the second reading. If you're just joining us, we are waiting for the business of the Senate to begin on this morning of 26th May 2020. The broadcast has been made available to you by the Parliamentary Broadcasting Unit in conjunction with the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. The broadcast is available on KBC Channel 1 as well as Senate TV. You can also stream it on the go on YouTube, courtesy of the Parliament of Kenya YouTube page. The Senator for Vihiga County, just a recap, Senator George Kaniri, will make a statement concerning the food security and government support to farmers. This is pursuant to Standing Order 47, subsection 1. And also pursuant to Standing Order 48, 1, the Senator for Bungoma County, Senator Moses Wetangula, will seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads and Transportation regarding the traffic congestion along the Bungoma-Kanduyi-Malava Road. And also pursuant to Standing Order 48-1, the Senator for Lamu County, Senator Anwar Loy Tip-Tip, will seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations on the status of floods and disaster preparedness in the country. And the Senator for Kitui County, Senator Enoch Wambua, will seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Education concerning welfare and of 103 teachers deployed to serve as deputy principals in various schools in Kitui County since 2016 to date. Well, now I will hand you over so that you can follow the proceedings of the Senate. And just a reminder, it is the chamber and the Senator's Lounge which are being used for this particular exercise. Good morning.
Prayer. Almighty God, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor and blessings as your servants whom you have been pleased to call to leadership positions in this republic. We seek guidance to treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberations in so just and faithful a manner as to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our judge. Amen.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages.
Honorable members, we'll skip messages. There's a message that will be coming a little bit later. So we proceed. Next order. Honorable Senators, the message is here, so I'll communicate straight away. The message I have this morning is from the National Assembly, passage of the Equalization Fund Bill, National Assembly Bill number 43 of 2019. Honorable Senators, I wish to report to the Senate that pursuant to Standing Order 41.3 and 4, I have received the following message from the Speaker of the National Assembly regarding the passage of the Equalization Fund Bill, National Assembly Bill number 43 of 2019. Let me allow the Senators to sit. Honorable Senators, pursuant to the said standing orders, I now report the message as follows. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Orders 41.1 and 142 of the National Assembly Standing Orders, I hereby convey the following message from the National Assembly. Whereas the Equalization Fund Bill, National Assembly Bill number 43 of 2019, was published by Kenya Gazette Supplements number 87 of 18th June 2019 as a bill concerning county governments in terms of Article 110(1) of the Constitution, seeking to operationalize the Equalization Fund as established under Article 204 of the Constitution and create a framework for provision of services to marginalized areas, and whereas the National Assembly considered and passed the said bill on Wednesday, May 6, 2020, with amendments in the form attached hereto. Now, therefore, in accordance with the provisions of Article 110(4) of the Constitution and Standing Order 142 of the National Assembly Standing Orders, I hereby refer the said bill to the Senate for consideration. Honorable Senators, pursuant to Standing Order 157, which requires that the bill originating in the National Assembly be proceeded with by the Senate in the same manner as a bill introduced in the Senate by way of first reading in accordance with Standing Order 139, I direct that the bill be listed for first reading on Tuesday, 2nd June 2020. I thank you. Next order.
Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers. Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, statements.
Senator George Haniri, statement under 47.1.
Indeed, thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 47.1 to make a statement on a matter of national concern, which is the food security situation in the country and government support to farmers. Madam Speaker, Kenya, like most African countries, is blessed with huge tracts of land and perfect climate condition for agriculture. Yet today, food is very expensive in the country and most families go hungry. It is unfortunate that the once vibrant sugar industry in the country is now on its deathbed, and today we are faced with shortage of maize, beans, and other foodstuffs, and as a result, we are forced to import a big percentage of our food consumption. Madam Speaker, a country that fails to ensure its food security will definitely perish. Food sustains the nation. In Kenya, agriculture is not only for food, but also one of the most important economic pillars. So important is food security that the current government has identified it as one of the big four agendas. The fourth schedule of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 identifies agriculture as a shared function between the national and county governments. But have the two levels of government treated it so? Currently, as a country, we are faced with pressing myriad challenges from COVID-19 pandemic, locust invasion, to floods and landslides all of which have had negative impact on agriculture. Madam Speaker, at the moment, it is sad to read in the newspapers that maize in the National Cereals Produce Board is rotten and hence unsafe for human consumption. In Vihiga County today, the NCPB depots in Chavakali and Hamisi are empty. Madam Speaker, the colonial government concentrated mainly on export agriculture, a practice we inherited at independence. Today, Kenya is known to produce the highest quality tea and flowers on the international market. This is good, but additionally, the government should explore ways of improving agriculture for food security. While in the recent past there have been concerted efforts to increase the number of dams and establish irrigation schemes like the Galana Kulala, much of these efforts have been shrouded with allegations of corruption, and hence they have not been productive. I have always been a strong believer of the fact that as a country, we are capable of producing enough food for our consumption and even for export, only that the government has over the years neglected and failed both large-scale and subsistence farmers by not having the right policies and incentives. One of the greatest puzzles is how farmers sell their produce at very low prices only for the processed products to cost more than double. For instance, a liter of milk from the farmer is at 35 Kenyan shillings 35, while the same processed milk is sold at 100 shillings per liter. The same case for maize. The processing aspect more than doubles the price. Madam Speaker, the current pandemic has greatly affected the supply chain worldwide, but it should, in a positive way, encourage us to produce more food for our consumption. The bread baskets of the Rift Valley, the herders and fishermen have the potential and will to produce the required food, but lack government support. Currently, farmers across the country are complaining of high cost of agriculture inputs, including seeds. The once organized National Cereals and Produce Board is today paying to maize farmers. The Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries of this House needs to investigate the status of the grain reserves in the country, especially at these uncertain times. Counties should also take initiative to train farmers and provide the right incentives to increase food production. In conclusion, Madam Speaker, we need to be alive to the fact that at the moment the world is in the middle of a crisis and Kenya is no exception. We need to ensure our fellow countrymen and women have their basic needs now and in the near future. It is a fact that the current pandemic has taken a toll on the economic stability of most families in the country. A food crisis at the moment is a recipe for riots and disorder. We should ensure that tomorrow's food is planned today by having the right policy and actual interventions in place. This is the time to support Kenyan farmers in their endeavor to feed the nation and make a living. Lastly, I encourage Kenyans to keep safe and follow the Ministry of Health guidelines during this time. I thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Madam Chair, Honorable Speaker, thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to support this statement from Senator Khaniri. And I want to say, Madam Speaker, that this statement is coming at a very handy time. I remember that Kenya is among the African countries that actually signed the Maputo Declaration that said that 10% of national income should go to agriculture. So there's need, Honorable Speaker, for the government to ensure that it is abiding by the international laws and ensuring that it is actually supporting the Maputo Declaration. And food is a necessity. We cannot ignore actually food, because food also ensures that we have a citizenry that is energetic, productive in the mind, is socially also and emotionally stable in order to lead this country. So there's need for the government to ensure that it is cushioning farmers, and no food should rot in the stores. In fact, the government needs to buy all the food that is in the stores and encourage farmers so that farmers can continue farming. When it comes to farming adds a lot of money in terms, or generates a lot of income for this country. So there's need for us to see how actually we're going to cushion our farmers. And also during this COVID period, Honorable Senator, we have seen even in the media, very many people cushioning people with regards to food and all that. Food is scarce, especially at this particular time. So there's need to ensure that food security is actually adhered to in this country. We have no other ways. We do not have two ways, but we have to ensure that food security is being achieved in this country in order to ensure that Kenya goes ahead. Honorable Speaker, when you look at people in Kibera, they're lacking food. When you look at people in the slums, they're lacking food. When you look at even farmers, they're lacking food. Even during the locust invasion, a lot of effect and in fact negative impact is on the farmers. So there's need to encourage farmers so that they're not discouraged in any way. Honorable Speaker, I want to suggest that this statement by Senator Khaniri should not just be taken for granted. It should go to the right committee, and the right committee should ensure that it's going to the right office so that implementation is done, Honorable Speaker. When statements come to this House, there are instances when statements come to this House, very pertinent statements, but they're not acted on, Honorable Speaker. This should not happen in a country that is concerned about counties, and this is what the Senate represents. The county governments and the interests of the counties. Farmers' interests are our interests, and we have to make sure that we are supporting them as a Senate. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I support this statement.
watching live proceedings of the Senate this morning of 26th May 2020. The broadcast is brought to you by the Parliamentary Broadcasting Unit. The Senator for Vihiga County, Senator George Khaniri, has made a statement concerning the food security and government support to farmers. The Senator raised concern over the status of food security in the country and made a plea to the government to ensure that farmers are adequately supported at a time that the country is dealing with the spread of the coronavirus pandemic. The Senator did highlight a number of issues concerning the situation of food in the country and Kenyans having to spend more to get this basic commodity. The nominated Senator Gertrude Musuruve did support that particular statement by her Vihiga counterpart, saying that indeed there is need to ensure that farmers are supported to enable them produce more food that can help feed the country. The Senator did say that food is vital to the physical, mental, as well as any other health of a human being. The Senate will be also considering a number of businesses. We do expect we do apologize for that technical hitch. The sound situation is being worked on, and any moment now we will take you back to the floor of the Senate, where senators are currently debating a statement by the senator for Vihiga County, Senator George Khaniri. The statement is on food security and government support to farmers. As soon as the sound is sorted, I will hand you over for this live proceedings. We do apologize for that technical hitch. Still ahead, though, is the statements which will be sought by the senators for Bungoma County, Senator for Lamu County, Senator for Kitui County. The Senator for Bungoma County will seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads and Transportation regarding the traffic congestion along the Bungoma-Kandui Malava Road. This particular statement comes at a time that Kenyans have witnessed gridlock on that particular road that connects Kenya and Uganda. Also to come is a statement which will be sought by the Senator for Lamu County. And the statement is on the national, the status. The statement which will be
Thank you. I think we can proceed. It's now okay. Senator Faria, please continue.
So shall I continue or just start from where I was? I'm not sure at what point they lost me.
Please start afresh because we may have lost everything.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I like I had said before, because a greater part of our GDP is agriculture-based, we cannot afford to slide back in terms of our investment in agriculture. And by extension, livestock, because we always talk about agriculture and then we forget livestock. The other issue is also in terms of development of arid, and then the other thing I wanted to put across is that because of population growth, which as us politicians we also encourage, there is less land acreage available for agriculture, and that is part of the reason that is contributing to agriculture slowing down. So there is need to discuss that issue, I mean, candidly. And then the area in terms of investment in arid areas, Madam Speaker, there's a lot of land available in arid areas, Madam Speaker. And we know that countries that are desert, today we import, oranges and some other fruits from places like Israel and Egypt. And those are deserts. Our arid lands are not even as bad as that. So, Madam Speaker, there is need to invest there more so that there is a lot of production coming from there as well to feed this country. Madam Speaker, if you continue with this trend, given the population growth, because of weather patterns, even farmers are not able to predict when to plant, when to harvest, because of changes in the impact of climatical changes. And Madam Speaker, because of all these problems, I think we need to really re-strategize how we handle our